Hello and welcome back to Whitney Alex Works recap of The Bachelorette Season 19, Episode 12, the finale Part 2, where things ended pretty dramatically and the next Bachelor was revealed. Before we begin, please like and subscribe here at Whitney Alex Works for more recap videos just like this one. Alright, without further ado, let's dive right into the last episode of Gabby and Rachel's season. The episode begins with an ominous, literal dark situation where host Jesse Palmer prepares us for what is coming, and it's not going to be pleasant to watch. He warns of betrayals and scandal as the finale prepares to end Gabby and Rachel's journey as double bachelorettes. Gabby and Rachel's family are there to support them, as well as Bachelor Nation's familiar faces, Caitlin Bristow, Becker Kufrin, Michelle Young, and the Bachelor's success story, Sean Lowe and his final rose, Catherine. Still going strong since his season aired back in 2013. They have 3 kids and are the franchise's media darlings, as it's a rarity to have success on this show, but you never know, maybe Gabby and Rachel's journey to find love will end happily ever after, or maybe not, so let's find out. We start where we left off on part 1. Gabby and Eric had a disagreement about the future and where they both stand, but Gabby is so sure of Erich and she wants this relationship to work because she feels so strongly about him. But we'll have to wait and see what happens next with these two, because we are going to first see how Rachel's journey ends with Tino. After Avon left, Rachel heads over to see Tino and tells him that he is the only man left. This news makes him so happy, as they believe they are each other's perfect match and they both feel confident in what the future holds for them. We then see a lengthy conversation between Rachel and Gabby before engagement day, reflecting on how they both arrived here from night 1 to the cruise ship to their hometowns, and now they are both potentially about to get engaged the next day. It's suddenly already engagement day and Rachel is getting ready. She is nervous, but she is still so confident about her final pick, Tino, and she is hoping he is going to propose. Rachel is waiting at the podium and Tino arrives. Rachel speaks first, saying that she is madly in love with Tino, and he says that he is never going anywhere. Tino believes in fate, and then he kneels to propose to Rachel, promising a forever with her, and Rachel says yes. And there is just one more thing. Rachel's final rose obviously goes to Tino. They are so excited for the future and they ride away on a horse, hoping for a happily ever after. But we switch back to the studio and Rachel is in the hot seat dressed in red, in this case a symbol of anger, and tells the audience what happened after that engagement day. She says she is emotional watching it back, as she had thought she had found her person, but after filming ended, the couple had a rough patch in their relationship, and Rachel confides that Tino cheated on her. And with that revelation, Rachel says she lost trust and was heartbroken, and poor Rachel is shaking with the memory and anger that she endured. And unfortunately, this situation is becoming a common occurrence for the show, first with Becca Kufrin and Ari back in 2018, and then Hannah Brown and Jed 2019, Peter and Hannah Ann 2020, and now we see Rachel meeting up with Tino, where Tino comes in looking completely disheveled and has a journal with him, which he will use in a moment. We see a very hard situation with Rachel and Tino, where Tino says that he had a moment of weakness with an old fling and claims that he only kissed this other woman, but Rachel isn't so sure, and it's really hard as Tino suddenly cites his journal, saying that during one of their rough patches, he strayed, but Rachel is upset as she says that they never said they were on a break, so his betrayal is hard to forgive, and she is mad that he is blaming her for him straying from the relationship because of this rough patch. It's really a mess, and Tino starts to suddenly freak out, and it was concerning to watch as he suddenly sounded frantic and left the room trying to get his microphone off him, and him saying aloud that he needs to get out of there. Well, Tino's state of mind continues to be questionable as Rachel heads outside and tries to get some answers from him, and Tino suddenly has his shirt unbuttoned, probably in an attempt to get the microphone off him or back on him. Strange stuff for sure, but the couple heads back in and they try to discuss what to do now, and summing it up simply, they run in circles with Tino not taking the blame for his actions, and Rachel finally says she has had enough and takes her engagement ring off, officially ending their short engagement. And that's really it. Rachel and Tino are done, and there is no room for redemption or reconciliation between these two. And of course, it's disappointing as they seem so in love during their time filming the show, but it was sadly short-lived, and Tino's actions really hammered the nail in the coffin of their relationship. And then we switch back to the studio where Rachel admits she is disappointed that she went through the journey and feels like she ended up empty-handed. And her family speaks out. Big Tony, rocking a goatee now, is devastated for his daughter, and it hurts him that his daughter went through this situation. And former Bachelorette Caitlin Bristow speaks out, saying that it was hard to watch and that Bachelor Nation has her back and wants to support Rachel. And then things get even more crazier as Tino comes face to face with Rachel for the first time since that day. And Tino begins by apologizing that they are here under these circumstances and takes responsibility for his actions. But it's still pretty hostile between these two as they're still running in circles. And it's hard as they rehash what happened with their breakup. And it was really about Tino breaking Rachel's trust. And even though they were going through a rough patch, they were never on a break. So Tino's actions broke her heart and she cannot forgive him. But as these two are going at it, something even crazier happens. Avon, yes, you heard that right, Avon shows up with Tino still on stage and in a power move asks Rachel to head out and see where things go between them again, and Rachel says yes, and they literally run off together, and we see them hugging backstage with the notion that maybe they will try out a relationship again. But it's pretty awkward as Tino is left on stage with host Jesse Palmer trying to close out the situation before commercial break, and I've read that people think this was a low blow move from the franchise, but at the end of the day, it's television drama despite the real world cast members, and I believe it was a power move on behalf of production because Tino betrayed Rachel and made things difficult for the franchise. So it's really up to you personally, of course, to decide if what happened was right, as we all see situations differently. And with that surprising ending, with Rachel seeing where things can go with Avon, we switch back over to Gabby's portion of the finale, and we head back to engagement day with Gabby getting ready and standing at the podium awaiting Erich. And when Erich shows up, they too reflect on their journey up to this point, and Erich says that he wants to be with her and believes in fate and soulmates, and suddenly he kneels and asks Gabby for her to marry him. And Gabby so excitedly says yes, and they are very happy, and of course Gabby gives her final rose to Erich. But what will happen between these two after engagement day? And sooner than later, Erich comes out to greet Gabby back in the studio, and they greet each other with a kiss, signaling that despite drama and outside allegations, they are together still. And we catch up with them as they say they too had a sort of rough patch after filming as emotions were running high. And Jesse Palmer confronts Erich with a recent scandal involving Erich and an ex-girlfriend, where he allegedly broke up with her to go on The Bachelorette. And they even pull up the leaked text messages citing that Erich said that the show wasn't real and it's more for his opportunity. And Erich has to answer for his words as he claims he only said that because he was trying to lessen the blow of the relationship breaking up, and he regrets how things ended, but now he loves Gabby, and despite everything that has happened, it was before Gabby and he is faithful to Gabby. And really with this scandal, it's up to Gabby if she wants to move forward with Erich after hearing what happened with this Jed Wyatt type situation. And Gabby does say she forgives Erich and was disappointed to hear what happened, happen, but she wants to move forward with Erich. Erich then apologizes for his actions, and they are hopeful for the future. And with that, we are left with a happy couple, even in light of some scandal. And the two have the support of her family, most notably Grandpa John. And Gabby is currently participating in Dancing with the Stars and is hoping to build a life with Erich. So there you have it. Gabby and Erich are still together, and Rachel is seeing where things are at with her runner-up Avon. Crazy stuff and a crazy season. It was definitely a whirlwind and a lot of drama, but you could say that it was kind of a success. And really, time will always see what happens with these couples, as you never know what will happen next in Bachelor Nation and where the next it couple will come from. And with wrapping up Gabby and Rachel's time as co-leads, it's finally time to announce who is the next lead in the franchise, and it's revealed that Zach Shallcross is our next Bachelor, the 27th lead, and he is ready to find his best friend and wife. Zach says he is ready to find love and looking for a companion, and I do think Zach will be a good Bachelor, but of course something dramatic will happen, as the scandals on the show with the contestants feels like everyone is running for office. As if you go on the show, they will find out who you really are, like you are running for president, scandals, secrets, and all. And Zach is ready to start his journey as the 27th Bachelor of the franchise, and it's starting now. Zach seems to be taking a similar storyline approach to Sean Lowe, as Zach is taking the lead 10 years after Bachelor Nation media darling Sean Lowe and his wife Catherine got engaged. And it seems like the franchise is hopeful that Zach will end his journey happy and in a serious relationship. But we already have our curveballs, as Jesse Palmer says that for the first time, we as Bachelor Nation and really the Eastern time zone is going to pick the very first America's First Impression Rose. And then we meet a few of them: Brooklyn, Brianna, Bailey, Kat, and Christina. And Zach can't even remember their names already. But we forgive him, as he had no idea this was going to happen. And after the commercial break, we learn that it's Brianna from New Jersey who made a big impression on America by taking a Polaroid photo with Zach. Classic 1970s, love to see it. And we learn that the new season of The Bachelor will premiere on Monday, January 23rd. And like I've said before, NFL football has taken over, as with more games in the season. Football is on through early January now and pushes The Bachelor to the fourth Monday of 2023. So I'll see you down the road for those recap videos. But first, Bachelor in Paradise Season 8 is premiering next Tuesday, September 27th. So join me for more recap videos just like this one, as we'll see what happens with all the rejected contestants on the beaches of Mexico. Personally, I love Bachelor in Paradise, as it shows a different side to the franchise and really appeals to finding love through a fun summer camp-like process. So see you soon for that. Thank you for watching Whitney Alex Works recap of The Bachelorette Season 19, Episode 12, the finale Part 2. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe at Whitney Alex Works for more videos in the future. See you next week for the beginning of Bachelor in Paradise Season 8, and a very big thank you from me, Whitney Alex, who appreciates your time and support watching my recap videos of one of my favorite shows I've been watching since 2010. Peace, love, happiness, and take care.